Right now, all I want to do is let you gentlemen know what an absolute honor it's been to be your coach.
Welcome into Box Office Quarterbacks. I'm Jeff. That's Ahmed. This is our friend Marcus Gutierrez from the podcast Project Highwayman. Very, very interesting podcast. If you guys haven't listened to it, some really great storytelling in there, and especially for fans of like sci-fi and everything like that. Marcus, thanks for joining us. Today we are talking about the surprise renewal of Ted Lasso Season 4. It's coming back. This is an episode I don't think me and Ahmed ever expected to talk about. But Marcus, tell us a little bit about yourself and tell us why you're so excited that Ted Lasso is coming back.
So I was always raised off the idea of just like, keeping your best foot forward, always trying to keep that positivity up. It helps it a lot in, writing and storytelling and stuff and collaborating with other creators, because at the end of the day, we're all just trying to get the same thing done. At the center of this show was positivity and trying to push past a lot of the trouble that you have in your life and find good ways to cope with it. Like, it showed that even the central character is flawed in his mental health, and he has to take a step back and actually, work on it. And I found that very endearing. And yeah, I believe in everything that Jason Sudeikis and the rest of the writers and creators for this show do. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what they got.
I agree with you. I think this is the best show portraying mental health out there. And you don't expect it from like the pilot episode, but then I think it's season 1 where Ted gets like a panic attack and he's in his apartment. And that really hit me for somebody that, goes through that type of stuff. And it is a really important show to me. Like, I really love those 3 seasons, and I am not a soccer fan whatsoever. So the fact that they got me on board for that is a testament within itself. Ahmed, me and you, I think, gave the show a Hall of Fame when it wrapped up.
I wasn't actually in the episode. It was me. It was you and Gerald. Thank you for confusing the both of us.
Oh, hey. Well,
in front of our new guest.
Hey.
Kind of goddamn.
Yeah, I was there. I remember that.
And thank you for calling me out, Ahmed.
Yeah. Fuck you, Jeff.
Hey, you know what? I can leave and y'all can handle that.
Yeah.
No, I want you to watch.
Oh, man.
I like an audience, damn it. No,
he likes watchers, apparently.
Uh-oh.
Oh, bro.
That's a whole different podcast.
Well, so I wasn't in the episode, but the reason why I bring that up is because I got really late to the game. I saw season 1 had come out, season 2 had come out, and I saw that the reviews were really good, but ironically enough, I'm not a sports fan. I don't really pay attention like that. So that's what initially turned me off from watching the show in the first place. And then just kind of getting that FOMO of all the references and everything, I was like, okay, I'm finally going to check it out. And then I love how they snuck in the mental health aspect. And I think that was poetic because it's hard to get people like us to talk about mental health. We're in our 30s, so it's a lot easier for us because we've been able to break that stigma. But older generations, it's not easy for them to talk about it. So what do you do if you're, trying to get people to open up? You slowly, start that conversation. So the fact that they were able to bring sports and then use that as a vehicle to talk about mental health with respect to, I don't believe in therapy, blah, blah, blah. And then he actually tries it, but he's still learning how to cope with it. Even though he's everyone else's savior and everyone's positive lightning rod, he can't do that for himself. And then you hear stories like Robin Williams, like, oh, he just seemed, like such a great person. And then those are those stereotypes we hear now. It's like the person that seems the most happiest, they're probably the most hurt.
Yeah, it is really, really great writing in that show. Like, Jason Sudeikis obviously created this character with Brendan Hunt, who plays Coach Beard. I love like every single character here, even Jamie Tart, and he is not going to come back for season 4. That was confirmed today. So what are you guys expecting for a potential season 4 here? The way we left things, we had Roy Kent taking over as the coach. We have Coach Beard still over there. We had Ted in America, like reuniting with his son. Marcus, what are your thoughts on this new season and what it could mean for these characters?
So I feel like they started this show, which by the way, this all started because like Jason Sudeikis made like a character that was on like a one-off promo or something
Yeah.
like that. And whenever he grew this show, it was, it was jump started by this character and the outwardly open and positivity coming from it. Once season 3 kind of wrapped, it kind of solidified it kind of, Ted's character arc was done by that point. So I really hope that this next season, if it's going to stick around the same area, which it looks like it is, a lot of the returning cast kind of proving that. I hope that it focuses on their push to kind of build their characters up a bit more, and how the ever changing world of soccer and the ever changing world of people, how that yeah, how their overall arc is impacted by that. So I'm really excited to see the character. That's another thing. These actors made these characters so likable. I remember getting like initial hints of how these characters were supposed to be, like with Roy Kent being the very stern, hard, furrowed browed guy, opening up into this, like, you find out that he has a niece that he cares about. He will do anything for. And so I love those little digging into characters. And
By
a
the
part of that.
way,
Oh, go ahead.
did it fuck you guys up to know that that's not how Brett Goldstein, who plays Roy Kent,
Oh,
actually talks?
Really?
It did.
That's not
It
how
did
he
mess me up.
talks.
I've never heard his real voice,
Oh,
I guess.
he's so soft spoken.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
man.
and whenever he went into the role, it was very much whenever he was helping develop the character and he auditioned for it, it was night and day between him and how he is as a writer too. So it was really shocking for him to just be like, oh yeah, I really enjoyed doing the show and stuff like that. And
That's
I was just
basically
like,
how he sounds.
Damn,
yeah.
I'm looking that shit up after this. Yeah.
Oh yeah. But yeah, a good part of that just goes to the actors. I mean, all this started with them, and the supporting actors, which looks like, as far as I have seen, Jason Sudeikis hasn't confirmed coming back, right? It's a lot of supporting cast. So seeing them take on the leading role for their for the series, and also introducing more characters too. That's what I'm really excited for, is how they bring in different archetypes and dig into the deeper person because of it.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be curious to see everyone else's continued story. Does Nate still, you know, maintain the suave or whatever it was that he was trying to pull off in the end? Or does he still have that insecurity of only being the wonder kid or whatever?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's I'm conflicted because, Jeff, I don't really care for the continuous sequels, the reboots. So just let it die. When we were talking about John Wick 4, I lauded at the fact that John Wick kind of finally was able to get like his peaceful ending. He went out on his terms, and the movie came full circle with his story.
Yeah.
So I wonder if season 4 will kind of taint that. I mean, I could be wrong, but at the same time, when you have remained so iconic and you've stayed iconic for years, why not just let it be? We've seen this with Dexter, where people were bitching about the ending. They wouldn't shut the hell up. And then we got a new series, and it wasn't as great. It was like started out great, and then it ended, and we were all just as unsatisfied. People that were bitching about it the first time were like, y'all need another season. That was cool. It's like, let it die. Just let it fucking die.
Sometimes stuff can work though. Like Better Call Saul is a testament to a show that almost, I honestly, like, it stands shoulder to shoulder with Breaking Bad, and then El Camino I still thought was pretty good. So
But that's a
sometimes it
rarity.
works. Yeah.
Sometimes, and there's an asterisk that sometimes, more often than not. Is that fair?
Yeah, I think that all goes around to the team behind it. Like, the quality of the product or project comes from the passion that comes from the crew. Even if, like, I'm thinking of a lot of those long running movie series. I mean, Friday the 13th, a lot of that, they started pushing the boundaries, but at the end of the day, a lot of the times they were just having fun with it. and a lot of the conflict that comes with poor storytelling, poor story, continuations of character, that all comes from people who aren't passionate about the project. And looking at the team, I mean, the season 1, season 2, season 3, the passion is kind of what drives it up until this end. So this all really depends on if they can hold that passion, and I mean, if there's a story to tell, I mean, tell it, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, you've pulled my leg a little bit.
It's not going to be Cobra Kai season 6 on it. I don't
God.
think so. Yeah. We're not going to get that bad. So,
Marcus, have you seen any of the Cobra Kais?
I've seen up to this latest season, and I haven't seen anything about it, so I'm
It's-
Okay, just
it's very
overall.
bad.
oh
Yeah, overall, it like I was saying that it should have just ended on season 5.
yeah. Terry Silver's put away, just like let it be that.
Let fucking Sensei Kreese die in prison, whatever.
Yeah.
Just watch the episode after this and put a link in the description so people can know.
Yeah. Well, we are gonna kind of pivot and talk about Marcus and your show that you're working on right now. You're talking about some really cool concepts that you're coming up with this. Just kind of give us a background on, how this came to be.
Yeah, sure. So
Thank you, Marcus, for all the time we have today. And
all right, thank you guys. I appreciate the shout out. No, so with Project Highwayman, to give a general synopsis, it's a story of a set of twins who receive a message from their long lost, thought to be dead brother. And their brother is a part of this survey squad called the Highwayman, whose journey takes them through the multiverse, finding resources and bringing it back to Earth. This is an Earth that, unfortunately, we tried reaching towards the stars and found nothing in return. So, with nothing left, this pop up company that came out of nowhere with this miracle cure of jumping into these multiverses and finding resources and bringing them back, it basically jump started the human race. So members of the service squad, who are called the Highwaymen, they go out, they survey the distant multiverse and basically establish places where we can journey to. And that's where we kind of pick up in the story. They receive this message from their brother, who they thought was missing, and basically he has one message for them: find me, come find me. And that's what kickstarts the series. And this all started about coming up on 3 years ago, when a buddy of mine, Jacob Ewing, who he called on me, who we had worked on many projects before this back in college, and he was like, "Hey, I'm working on this series. I really want to help develop it." And so we got a writer's room together. We've been hammering out this series, like I said, for about 3 years. And I mean, we're coming up on an angle where we're about to get done with this like first iteration of the first season, and then now we're talking about seasons after. So
Nice.
it's been a fun ride, and it just satisfies the sci-fi horror nerd. That's the thing. It's a sci-fi podcast, but it's also a horror podcast. More audio drama, if anything.
Yeah, I dug it. I listened to it today. Kind of like Batman Unburied vibes I got from it, and like Alien Romulus too, which I just watched in theaters. So if you guys dig that, give it a listen. It's on Spotify and wherever you get podcasts. But yeah, man, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, this was fun. Let's do it again. And thank you, Scratchy, for joining us as well. She'll be in the writer's room for Cobra Kai. But anyway, this is Box Office Quarterbacks. That's Marcus. I'm Jeff. That's Ahmed. And that is Scratchy.
This is
Nick
the baby.
Fury of our show. We will talk to you guys very, very soon. Have a good one.